Oh, I'm so excited because I love this topic. Okay. We are going to be talking about something called float. Now, some people may know what that is. Most people, absolutely do not know what that is. Okay. So, float is essentially how banks make money, how insurance companies make money. Insurance company is a better example, and that's my world. That's my space. So an insurance company makes money by selling an insurance policy, and let's take workers' compensation for example. Workers' compensation insurance policy, and they charge somebody $1 million. A company $1 million. Company gives insurance company $1 million, and the insurance company holds on to that money until they have to pay out on claims, right? Now, in the state of California, and I think nationwide actually, workers' compensation makes zero money. It makes zero money. Matter of fact, I believe in 2022, I'll fact check myself here and put a headline right here, a news clipping or whatever. But in 2022, workers' compensation carriers lost $22 billion. How do you do that? Matter of fact, workers' compensation has not made money in the last decade, last 10 years. Matter of fact, I'll go farther back than that. I think 15 years. Workers' compensation has not made money, meaning that they have not paid out less than they brought in net of overhead. That's crazy. Yet, every carrier is eager to write work comp, even though they don't make any money. That's weird, huh? So I'll tell you why. Actually, before I do that, here's another thing that pitches into this: is that every CEO of an insurance carrier is a Wall Street person. They're banking people. They're money people. None of them are insurance people. Weird. Hmm. So, float. My company gives an insurance company $1 million for workers' comp. Anything happens, my employees, they get hurt on the job, you pay for it. Okay? So the insurance company takes that money knowing that they are going to pay that back out. But when these workers' comp claims come in, they take a very long time to close. And so at the end of the day, it's a break even. And, all the claims added up end up being about what they take in, give or take, right? Anywhere between, yeah, give or take. Let's just say it's a wash for easy math. But while they were holding on to that money, they were able to invest it all. And they make all of these investment dollars while holding on to the money. That is called float. Same thing with a bank. You go and give your money to the bank for free. They don't pay you for it. Matter of fact, they might charge you for it. But you take your money into the bank and just give it to them to hold. And then they give it back later, whenever you ask for it, whenever you need it. But your money is not sitting there. It is working for the bank. They're loaning it out. They're investing it. They're, moving and shaking all your money. It's not sitting in your personal account. They just owe it to you when you do ask for it. And sometimes if you ask for all of it, they say no. And they have to, wait a few days or whatever. They have to gobble it up. So that is float. While they're holding on to your money, you make money. So as a brokerage, as an insurance brokerage, here's the peek behind the curtain, the stuff I'm not supposed to say, which is going to be a theme here. I want to teach you guys new things, and giving a peek behind the curtain is a good way to do that. So when an insurance brokerage writes a policy, say it's $1 million work comp policy, sometimes our clients do not pay the carrier directly. They pay the brokerage. And then 30 days later, the brokerage pays the carrier, whenever the due date is. Due date is 30 days, 45 days, 15 days, whatever. But while they're holding on to that money, they're able to gain float, to earn float, investment income, interest income, whatever. So float is a revenue model that's often overlooked. Float income refers to the interest that companies earn by holding on to money before it's paid out, usually from delayed transactions or escrow services. So the delayed transactions means instead of our client paying the carrier directly, they pay us, and then we pay the insurance carrier. Think about it. Whenever a business delays payment, whether to vendors, employees, or customers, that money isn't idle. It's generating interest in short-term investment or bank accounts. Big players like Amazon, PayPal benefit significantly from float income, using it to boost their earnings without adding new products or services. This model provides a low-risk revenue stream and a smart way for businesses to make the most out of their cash flow. So if you're building a business, consider how managing payment timing could help improve your cash flow. And so this was something also that I wanted to do. And this is, well, I'm just kind of giving away the farm here. But, we have many irons in the fire at New Rain Capital and what we're trying to do. And one thing is that we want to um, we need to develop this software for vendor payments. Okay. And carriers paying vendors for doing their work, whether it's court reporters or investigators or copy service or bill review or ancillary services, whatever it is. And there's about, 20 verticals of vendors that carriers use. And one huge problem in the vendor space is collections. So what we wanted to do is create an escrow uh, business model where we go to the carriers and we say, all right, here is our investigation um, estimate or invoice. It's going to be $1,000 or $3,000. The carrier pays it immediately before the job. They pay it, but they pay it to our platform. They pay us $3,000, and we hold that money until the job is complete. When the job is complete and the insurance company signs off on it, we release those funds. But maybe it's a week or two before the job is required. We're holding on to that money for a week or two. Now, while we're holding on to that money, we're receiving interest from the bank or whatever account that we have it in. And when the job is complete, the investigation firm gets paid immediately. Now, before, the carrier would receive the invoice after the job is complete. They would look over the report and then they would snooze. They just snooze the invoice. And it comes up at, another week or 2 weeks and snoozed. Or the vendor is sending it to the wrong email or they're mailing it to the wrong place or whatever, right? There's so many factors that go into it. Or the adjuster's just busy. That's the last thing on their stuff. And if you email invoices to people, there's no auditing of that. Sometimes they have a fax that you can send stuff into, and it automatically gets attached to the claim. But anyways, I'm going off on a tangent, and my main point is the float. So that escrow service, could be huge, especially if you have hundreds or thousands of transactions going on at the same time. If you're able to hold that money just for a very short term period of time, like Amazon does, that's a whopper for them. It's free money. It's free money. Zero overhead in that model. But you can shape it in the way that it can be a win-win for all parties involved. Like our example with our platform is if a carrier pays immediately into escrow, the vendor gets paid immediately. The carrier doesn't have to worry about it later on. They don't have to snooze the stuff. They don't have to receive collection phone calls. They don't have to receive collection emails. They don't have to worry about duplicate requests. It's already paid and done and approved.